Another late night sesh. I got Facebook over here, Instagram over here. So it's gonna probably be weird that I'm going back and forth. I might be weird. I'm sorry. I'm gonna wait till a couple of people tap in. I'm gonna get this quickly done and over with because my phone over here is about to die. But excuses. Stop making motherfucking excuses, okay? This is what this live is gonna be: quick, short, and sweet. The retrograde is over, so y'all motherfuckers don't have no more excuse as to your bullshit. Excuses. Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses about why you fucking with that bitch. You won't leave that bitch alone. Stop making excuses why you keep fucking this nigga and you won't leave him alone. Stop making excuses why you won't take a leap of faith and get the motherfucking bag. Stop playing with yourself. Stop playing with your own potential. Stop allowing distractions and other motherfuckers around you to hinder you from getting to where you need to go. Excuses. Stop making motherfucking excuses. Okay? That's what it's about tonight. We're not making excuses no more. You can't use retrograde as an excuse. A lot of motherfuckers been using retrograde as their excuse. There's no excuses. About to get this started. Stop making motherfucking excuses. What are you making excuses about today? What are you procrastinating, making excuses about, bullshitting, because you just don't want to take the time to actually do the work. You don't want to take the time to do the research. You don't want to pay somebody to gain a piece of knowledge that will assist you in doing or taking that step, doing some shit that you just need to do. Stop making excuses. Your baby mama, your baby daddy don't want to act right, so you're going to make excuses. I was making a bunch of excuses for years of my life. Making excuses for another motherfucker. That is not your job. That is not your responsibility. That's their own problem. Stop making excuses for other people and just do what you as an individual need to do. Stop making excuses. What's good? Thank you so much. Excuses. I'm gonna work on my cussing and hopefully I don't say a lot of ums and likes this time. But excuses. So let's get into it. Why do we make excuses? Why do we use excuses? We use excuses to get us out of situations that instead of just saying simply no, I don't want to, or just no, we make excuses. If it's something that instills fear or anxiety in us, we're gonna make an excuse as opposed to just overcoming that fear and just doing the shit. Or simply because we just don't want to commit to some shit. Somebody asks you to go somewhere or to do something or do them a favor, and as opposed to, again, just saying no, because you have the right to say no. You don't owe anyone an explanation. We won't just say no. We're going to make an excuse. For what reason? What's good, y'all? Thank you. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Y'all supposed to be asleep. Go to bed. Live be making me nervous. Here we go with the See, this is what y'all do to me. Y'all be distractions, throwing me off track here. Okay, basically, I feel like we need to reparent our inner child. That's a part of shadow work. Address your inner child. Because I feel that that's one of the reasons why a lot of people make excuses. A lot of people make excuses in regards to their childhood. Like, oh, my parent, my dad this, my mama that, or somebody didn't do this or somebody didn't do that. Like, my nigga, at this point, we are really grown now. Like, a lot of us, most of the people, like, we're grown as fuck now. We're well into our 30s. Like, come on now. what your mama and what your daddy did now, at this point, you a whole mama and a daddy now. So it's like you need to figure it out now. Let that go, lay it to rest. And with retrogrades, I said this in the last live, pretty much addresses things that we need to reflect upon with self. Phases of the moons, phases of life that we go through is closing circles. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm distracted by this music. I'm about to put it on pause real quick. But yeah, so to continue forward here. What did I last say? Basically, yeah, reasons behind us making excuses. And I feel that the reasons behind us making excuses are as follows. Fear of comfort zones. Like, especially with me, I'm a Taurus, so we're fixed signs. So any like thing that's get us out of our comfort zone, I ain't with that. But I've learned to be adaptable to change. Hey y'all, I've learned to be adaptable to change. So me myself personally am working on that. So I don't claim that, but I'm just saying that's an excuse. People gonna use shit like that as an excuse. You don't want to leave your comfort zone. You have a fear of the unknown, a fear of failure or making a fucking mistake. Like, that's some shit that is not fucking inevitable in life. The reason that we make mistakes and the reason that we fail are so that we can learn the lessons that we need to learn that are necessary. Take away from that what we need to take from that, apply it, and keep it moving forward. Like, but no, people gonna hold on to that as their crutch and be using shit like that as an excuse. Oh, well, I failed, or I couldn't do this, or my mama and my daddy didn't do this, so I can't. Like, my nigga, for real, nobody wants to hear your excuses. Oh, it's overwhelming. Like, nobody wants to hear your excuses. Nobody cares to hear your excuses. Your excuses is not gonna pay nobody's bills. Like, you really need to stop. People, we really gotta grasp a hold. Get it together. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out somewhere to put this shit so it can work. Lack of goals and motivation. Like, not just sitting around with your people or sitting around smoking the blunt, talking about what you're gonna do, but actually, pen and paper, writing shit down. Like, having actual goals and making sure that your goals are realistic and attainable. You don't have to make excuses about why you procrastinating to get some shit done. You have attainable goals and you're writing down the steps that it's going to take for you to reach those goals. All it's going to take is consistency from self. And I'm talking to myself because the hardest thing about doing the work is being consistent. And that's no cap. That's all facts. That's just a proven fact. And retrograde has taught me that lesson. Like, allowing distractions to deter you from where you're trying to go. You cannot blame anyone but self. At the end of the day, there's no excuse that you can make for a decision that you made. Like, that's just no cap. So just to kind of take a little pause, break an interloop in there, what are your long-term goals? Like, literally ask yourself, what are your long-term goals? Have you written down your long-term goals? Have you written down what steps it's going to take for you to reach that goals? Are you actually applying, the steps that you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, just make it flow together. Come on, bring it together. Like, literally, what was your New Year's resolution, and what steps have you actually taken to pursue, like, I'm just saying, like, we and where we at now, we going into Cancer season, so we about to hit July, and so that's 7 months in. So think back to January. What was your resolution with COVID and everything going on? You know what I'm saying? What was your resolution then? And how have you pursued it? Ask yourself that. Like, you have to find motivation. Something. Stop making an excuse about why you can't, and find something. Figure out what motivates you. If it's money, what type of money motivates you? What do you want to do to attain the money that is gonna motivate you to do that shit? Like, and nobody should have to really break it down, but for real, it really takes, it's really that simple. And your goals have to bring you some type of satisfaction upon obtaining it. Otherwise, you're writing some shit down aimlessly, pretty much. If that goal really don't mean shit to you, or once you reach the goal, or if you're gonna procrastinate on the way to reaching the goal, it's not giving you any type of like satisfaction. You're not, like, I don't know how else to explain this shit, but it's just like, I'm tired of hearing motherfuckers around me making excuses when I could be a walking excuse. Like, I really could be a walking excuse. It's about choices. It's about accountability. It's about acknowledgement. It's about awareness. It's about mindfulness. It's about, like, for real, like, stop bullshitting yourself. Wanting other people to do the work for you. Like, I know everybody knows if you can lead a man to the water, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make that motherfucker drink it. I already tapped in on procrastination, laziness. The more you procrastinate, the lower the chances of getting this shit done on time. And that's simply put. I don't really feel like I need to elaborate on that. Comparison and self-doubt. That's one major, with society today, social media, it's a constant comparison. You're constantly looking and seeing shit going on around you. And if you don't got shit going on within you or for self, you get engulfed in that type of shit and you begin to compare yourself, which then trickles down to self-doubt. And again, it's a choice. Take accountability. What are you choosing to constantly feed your mind? What are you choosing to constantly compare yourself to? What is on your timeline? What's on your feed? Like, switch your feed. If you feel the need to scroll, then switch your feed to some shit that when you scrolling is gonna motivate you. Hello? You gonna learn something from it. Like, hello? Don't become the victim to comparison. Like, nobody wants to hear your sad sob stories. Like, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I used to walk around in my trauma, like, and it wasn't even realizing that that's what I was doing. But nobody gives a fuck, and more so, nobody's going to give a fuck until you do. So it's like, yeah, be comfortable with yourself, accept yourself, embrace yourself, be happy with you, be happy with whatever it is that you want to do, and love that shit and do that shit to the fullest potential that there is. Like, that's the only way to it. I'm sorry, it's hard to pay attention to both y'all. It's throwing me off a little bit. But hey, y'all. Where was I at? Basically, yeah, just step outside of your comfort zone. Stop feeling like you have to meet anybody's clock but yours. Like, I don't know how else to put this shit, but just stop making excuses about why you are where you are in life with the choices that you chose to make in life. It's just that simple. It's really just that simple. It's that simple. Where am I at over here? My phone about to die over here. So I am gonna wrap it up. So basically, to wrap it up, retrograde is over. There's no more fucking excuses about why you, whatever. That's it. Stop making excuses. Stop fucking with the nigga. Stop fucking with the bitch. Let that nigga go. Let that bitch go. Let it go. Just let it go. You have to let it go. Let the hurt go. Let the past go. Move on. You have to move on. In order for you to move on, you have to release that shit. Otherwise, it's going to keep you stuck. It's going to keep you there. You're going to remain there. You're going to keep making excuses about why you are there. Just let the shit go. Let it go. Let it go. Otherwise, you're continuing to just self-sabotage. That's it. That's all you're doing at the end of the day. I don't know. There's no other way to put that shit. There's no other way to say it. Just stop making excuses. Take the leap of faith. If you're being nudged or pushed to do something, there is a reason. Do it. Think it through. Obviously, let's use common sense, because common sense is not that common. Working a job, you realize, and dealing with people on a daily basis, you realize that common sense is really not that common. It's not that common. People don't know how to rationally think outside of what the fuck, and especially if they already have some shit, if more going on outside of that situation, woo, you really have to learn patience. You have to learn it's work. It's a piece of work. But yeah, I don't know how else to put it. I had a whole bunch of notes. I don't really care to too much read the notes. It basically just comes down to stop making excuses, embrace fear and failure. It's inevitable. It's character building. It's going to make you into the person that you are supposed to be. Understand that when you are going through things, you cannot. I do understand that a lot of things are easier said than done, but the fact of the matter is, when you grasp the concept and mentally shift your mind to understand that shit happens, shit is going to happen, and the way that you react to the shit that happens is going to be the response that you're going to get back. So that's as simple as I can put that shit. Really, that's really just simply put. That's as simple as that shit can be said. And when motherfuckers just really can grasp the concept of that, life is just, you will be able to maneuver through life much easier. This shit is not easy, obviously, but you're able to maneuver through this shit in a different way. So I'm going to end it off with a quote, a challenge, and the affirmation. The quote comes from Pastor Torre. His past Sunday service, oh my God, was fire. He started with the first two, but he was talking about the four spiritual warfare, like the four... I forgot the title, but it's for something of spiritual warfare, basically. I don't know the word that goes in between there. But one of the quotes that stood out to me from the notes that I took on Sunday, he said that your friends should be mirrors around you that reflect who you are. I would suggest going to listen to it. You can listen to it on Spotify. You can catch it on YouTube. The Potter's House LA, Sarah Jakes Robert, that's her husband, for people who don't know. But yeah, that sermon was it, and I'm ready for Sunday to catch the remaining two of what he had to say. The challenge that I'm leaving you all off with is to write a letter to your inner child. I'm challenging myself to do this because I realized with this retrograde that I have things that I need to address from my childhood and stop making excuses about. It is what it is, and that's just the way I am, is no longer an excuse. So actually addressing those things, I had a lot of different type of emotions come up that I had to address. So when I'm going through my own personal things, I like to step back from other people just because I already know what the energy is, and I don't want to heighten that energy. So I know that I need to withdraw and understand myself. So I'm not going to apologize for doing that. period. If you, I mean, respect it. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is. And that should be your attitude in life. Your self-care, self-worth, boundaries is what comes first. So that's my challenge, is for you to write a letter to your inner child and address things that need to be addressed that you may not be able to talk about with others, or talk about with the people that, you know, the things need to be said to, per se. But yeah, write a letter to your inner child. Address those childhood traumas. That's a part of doing your shadow work. We're out of retrograde as of last night. Yeah, this phone about to die, so I really gotta go. The affirmation: I don't dim my light for anyone or anything. The more I own my real self, the more I radiate. I am luminous, I am liberated, I am embodied, stardust, and I am dripping success. Ooh, I received that, Ashe. Again, I will say it's pretty lengthy, but I mean, if you watching it, maybe you can catch a note, or you can send a message or something, ask me to like screenshot it, send it to you. I don't mind. Again, the affirmation is, though, I don't dim my light for anyone or anything. The more I own my real self, the more I radiate. I am luminous, I am liberated, I am embodied stardust, and I am dripping success. With that said, I don't know. Retrograde has had me all over the place up here, so I don't know if this message was all over the place, but hopefully you were able to grab something from it somewhere at some point. Yes, ma'am, I can definitely inbox that to you. Yeah, I keep forgetting that I got both of these going, so I keep coming off the screen over here, but I hope, hey girl, hey. But like I said, even if it was all over the place, I hope that somebody was able to grab something from it that means something, that you will be able to do something with it, and you are so welcome, my love. Yes, but no more excuses. Retrograde is not an excuse. Retrograde is a time for you to reflect, take accountability for self, and hold others again accountable for their actions as well. Yeah, just acknowledge the emotions and the things that you feel that come up during these times. Acknowledge those. Pay attention. Again, try to pick out of it what lesson is it trying to teach you, or what was it that you needed to learn from that hurt, or what is it? Stop making excuses. Stop saying you don't give a fuck, because you do give a fuck. So deal with the shit. Just learn how to deal with the shit. You can keep saying you don't give a fuck, and you're just still gonna be affected. And yeah, so just, yeah, don't give a fuck and stop making excuses and do the work. I hope y'all have a great night. A bitch got work in the morning, and it's 1212. That's the angel number. So look up the angel number meaning for 1212 if you tap in and see what that means, and take the message from that you need to take from that. And baby, that's all she wrote. Have a great night.